escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Awesome. Gracias. Thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Antonio Alarcón. I'm a youth organizer with Make the Road New York. And today it's a very special day because we have amazing people here today that will be sharing their stories and sharing why we're here today. But I'm here today because I'm also joining the lawsuit against the administration because we know this was racist and this is something that we're not going to tolerate as community. So today we're here with amazing people to say that we're here to stay and we're here to fight back for our communities and for 800,000 students who are currently under threat of deportation because we clearly know that President Trump took DACA away from us. But today I want to introduce someone who has been a champion in the community, a friend of Make the Road and a friend from the immigrant community as well, and has been a partner since last year when we first introduced this lawsuit. And here as well, we had the press conference to introduce the lawsuit, the Brooklyn President Eric Adams. So I want to give you a huge shout out for joining us today again and sharing some words for Martina and for the folks who are also joining the lawsuit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. And I as well as the Deputy Borough President Diana Reyna and the entire 2.6 million Brooklynites show our support. Last year we had banners of the faces of DACA and what it means. And we want to really take our hat off to Martine, who the suit is being announced under his name, and the entire legal team, and Make the Roads for coming together. This stance here is so American, and what Donald Trump is doing is anti-American. To snatch family members from the only home they know, based on technicalities and based on mean-spiritedness, a body of people who have contributed to this country in a very real way. This country is what it is because of the immigrant experience, particularly in a borough like Brooklyn, where 47% of Brooklynites speak a language other than English at home. To tell innocent people who are in school, who are attempting to be part of the American dream, to overnight turn that dream into a nightmare is unacceptable and will not stand in the country where they too love the American dream and American flag. This is so important, what we are doing. And Trump said when he ran for office, what do we have to lose? We're losing our freedom and our right to exist in a country that is our home. And we want to be clear on that and why this lawsuit is important and is filed here in this great city. Brooklyn is home to the immigrant population and the immigrant experience and the opportunity to elevate oneself and be part of what this country has to offer. Individuals who committed no crime, who's doing nothing wrong, who's merely standing up every day, putting their hands on their hearts and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And they do so by their blood, sweat, and tears of participating actively in this American experience. So this is a crucial part, and we cannot say enough for Make the Roads. Make the Roads is walking the roads that every immigrant group has walked and that has passed through the Statue of Liberty to believe that this is a land that does not kick you out, but a land that has a welcome mat in every language that is known globally. This is the place where we welcome people, not discharge them after they have been part of this American experience. I think of the young people in the schools who sit next to students in college, in high school, in public school, and in kindergarten and pre-K, that all of a sudden have to explain why they may be losing their classmate, The diversity of this borough allows our children to develop their full personhood and become responsible adults to live in a multicultural environment in a multicultural city. When you snatch that away from them, you're not only traumatizing the child you are taking away and threatening to discard, but you're traumatizing the child who has befriended them and developed a relationship with them. The uncertainty of what is happening to these children is impacting all children that are involved in this. And it is unacceptable and intolerable that ICE is bringing its chilling behavior inside our schools and our court system. The arrest today, where ICE went in a court system and arrested someone, this is what we were afraid of, and this is why this important lawsuit is taking place. We cannot turn back all we have done to make this country acceptable. We cannot do that. And to allow ICE to run free and go into courts and hospitals and arrest individuals who were witnesses to crime. As a former police officer, I know what it does when you make immigrants feel that if they come for health services, for police services, for resources, that they are subject to some form of incarceration or some form of removal from their families. That sends a chilling effect, and it takes away all that we have done to say you should be a part of the American dream and not live in the shadow of that flag, but in the sunshine of the freedom that it stands and what it represents. They too love America and have a right to stay in America, and that is why we are here to say we stand with them and will continue to stand with them as they fight this DACA issue with Trump and his administration. Thank you very much.
Escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Thank you, Borough President, for those words. Now I want to introduce someone who was a champion last year here at the same steps on the same court. Martin Batalla, who has been a champion not only with us on Make the Road, but also on the streets, and telling his story with members of Congress, telling his story with other people who believe in immigration and who believe that immigrant rights are constitutional, all right? So now let me introduce you to Martin Batalla.
Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. My name is Martin Batalla. I'm a member of Make the Road, and I'm also a proud member of the LGBT community. Last year, we were putting a lawsuit against the courts to protect our families, protect them from injustices against them. We all know the results of the election from last November. Since then, we have took the streets, the hallways of Congress, and why not, the Trump Tower. Today, I'm here because of I'm a DACA recipient. More than ever, I feel attacked, knowing that my life is in jeopardy at the moment. Having DACA really changed my life. I was able to go back to school. I was able to get scholarships. I was able to work in the medical field, which at the moment I work in the nursing home / rehab. So the patients that I look after are people that had brain surgery, people that had car accident, now they're in rehab. So with that in hand, I feel like now, since my work permit expires next year, I'm in the limbo. I don't know what's gonna happen. So that's what I'm here today. Our duty, our dreamers, is to fight back, attack the xenophobia and racist administration, because we know this decision was constitutional, and we hoping that Judge Garufis will make a decision with compassion and heart. Millions of Americans support the dreamers and our family, so let's make sure we fight not only for ourselves, but the original dreamers, which our parents. From the beginning, I would say that we're getting everything, like all the knowledge, but I feel like our parents are the original dreamers. Like I always said it, they left everything behind, for us to have a better future, for us to have something that they wish they could have it, but they didn't, which was the education. Education is the one thing that nobody could take away from you. While we fight in courts, Congress will act and pass the DREAM Act. It's a dream legislation that it's clean and don't compromise the integrity of our family. And like I said, sí se puede.
¡Sí se puede!
Thank you. Buenos días, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Martín Batalla y yo soy un recipiente de DACA. El año pasado pusimos una demanda con Make the Road New York y Yale University y National Immigration Law Center para proteger a nuestras familias y para protegerlas de las injusticias que sabíamos que con este nuevo presidente podía afectarnos. Desde la elección de noviembre hemos salido a marchar, a protestar y no quedarnos callados para conocer sus derechos. Yo vine a los Estados Unidos cuando era un niño. La razón que mis padres me trajeron aquí fue para tener un mejor futuro. Algo que ellos quisieron pero no tuvieron por las oportunidades que nuestro país no les ofrece. Al momento estoy trabajando en una clínica de clínica de rehabilitación / nursing, donde cuidan a los ancianos. Y gracias a DACA he podido trabajar ahí, he podido ayudar a gente que ha sufrido accidentes, tiene brain tumors, tumores de cerebro y que están en rehabilitación. Y eso no hubiera sido posible si no hubiera sido por DACA. Hoy estamos aquí como DACA, recipiente de DACA. Los Dreamers especialmente estamos siendo atacados. Sabíamos que el deferred action, que es el DACA, era temporal, pero esto fue lo que él hizo ahora fue un ataque hasta los inmigrantes, porque al final del día para nosotros recibir el DACA tenemos que pasar por tuvimos que pasar por background check, ¿no? Chequeo de antecedentes. Con esta nueva demanda esperamos que el Judge Garufis tenga compasión de los otros Dreamers y que pelee por nosotros. Y como siempre he dicho, nosotros no somos los Dreamers. A veces nosotros somos el centro de atención, pero al final del día nuestros padres son los Dreamers originales que dejaron todo en México. Mis padres dejaron todo en México para que yo y mis hermanos pudiéramos tener un futuro mejor. Gracias.
¡DACA! ¡DACA! ¡Todos somos DACA! ¡DACA! ¡DACA! ¡Todos somos DACA!
Thank you, Martin. Gracias, Martin. So I think, as Martin mentioned, we have took the streets already. For many years, we had took the halls of Congress, but now we're taking the courts as well. And that wouldn't be possible without the help of the lawyers. I want to recognize the support from the lawyers who are here, from National Immigration Law Center, and also from Yale who are here. So let's give it a round of applause to those lawyers who are also being the champions in this issue. So now I want to introduce Maria Elena Incapié for National Immigration Law Center, who has been also a champion in the community, fighting for immigrant rights for a long time already, and who is also like a great friend from Make the Road New York. So let's give it a shout out to Maria Elena.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maria Elena Incapié. I'm the Executive Director of the National Immigration Law Center, and it is a deep, deep honor to stand here with New Yorkers today with President Adams, with the leadership of the city, the borough, the county, to also be here with our legal partners, with Yale Law School Clinic, with Make the Road, our co-counsel, and most importantly, with our most courageous plaintiffs. No lawsuit would ever go forward without the courage of plaintiffs. And today, we are calling on Congress and President Trump to have the slightest bit of courage and follow these immigrant youth's courage and leadership. These youth, right? Antonio, Martin, who's been doing this for the last year, Eliana, Carlos, and all of the plaintiffs in this case, including Make the Road and its members, are standing up. They are standing up because we know that DACA is constitutional. More than 100 legal scholars across the country made that argument to President Obama, which is why President Obama exercised the same discretion every administration, Republican and Democrat, since President Eisenhower. DACA is constitutional, but not only that, it works for our country, for these immigrant youth and their families, and for our economy. We are standing here with these young, courageous plaintiffs, with Martin at the helm, because we know that we are standing on the right side of justice and we are on the right side of history. President Trump made the wrong decision. It was not only heartless and racist and un-American, but it was unlawful. And that is why we are standing here today with our lawyers, our law students who are leading this fight along with our plaintiffs and Make the Road. We're calling on Congress to make immediate action on this. This is not a bipartisan issue. This is an issue that is not about Democrats or Republicans or independents. This is a people with good conscience knowing what is best for humanity and dignity and for our country. And as Martin said, this fight today is about DACA, but we are also fighting for all immigrants and all Americans. The fight today about DACA, President Trump made this decision on the heels of pardoning Joe Arpaio, who was convicted by a court for contempt and racial profiling. He made this decision on the heels of Charlottesville, on the heels of allowing for white supremacy notions to be what rules in this country. We as lawyers stand here today to say no. We know that we live in a democracy where our courts continue to be a check and balance against unlawful and unconstitutional and un-American actions. Even the president is not above the law in the United States. So we are here to fighting with Martin and every single plaintiff in this case on behalf of all the 800,000 young immigrants who are recipients of DACA, who have benefited from DACA, and who are contributing and making this country, which is their home, a better place. Gracias a todos ustedes por estar con nosotros. Soy María Elena Hincapié, la directora ejecutiva del Centro Nacional de Leyes Migratorias. Estamos aquí con mucho honor de ser una de las organizaciones legales abogando con nuestros compañeros en Make the Road y en la Escuela de Derechos de Yale, que son nuestros compañeros legales. Estamos aquí especialmente por el liderazgo de jóvenes con DACA como Martín, como Eliana, como Carlos, como Antonio y los demás integrantes de Make the Road, que están representando a los 800,000 jóvenes que han recibido DACA, que están no solamente saliendo adelante, sacando adelante a sus familias, a sus comunidades, contribuyendo a este país para que seamos un país más potente por su liderazgo. Hoy día le exigimos al presidente Trump y a los congresistas, tanto republicanos como demócratas, no es momento de jugar con el futuro de estos jóvenes. Estos jóvenes han recibido DACA porque DACA es un programa constitucional. No lo decimos solamente nosotros como abogados, lo han dicho más de 100 expertos legales de leyes constitucionales que fueron entre nosotros los que hicimos esos argumentos y convencimos al presidente Obama que exigiera la misma autoridad que todas las administraciones en los últimos 50 años, tanto republicanos, demócratas, desde el presidente Eisenhower. Esta acción de DACA es constitucional y el hecho de que el presidente decidió acabar con DACA de un día para el otro es simplemente un ataque más en contra de todas nuestras comunidades. Esta acción no solamente es inconstitucional e ilegal, y falta de corazón, pero también la tenemos que entender como un ataque en contra de todas las comunidades de color. Es un ataque igual que el perdón que le hizo a Joe Arpaio en Arizona, a pesar de que fue un alguacil que fue encontrado culpable por discriminación por perfil racial, y también la falta de haber tomado liderazgo como presidente para denunciar las acciones de los nacionalistas blancos que estaban discriminando en contra de las personas en Charlottesville, Virginia. Hoy estamos aquí en conjunto a estos jóvenes que son los líderes y le pedimos y exigimos al presidente y a los congresistas que sigan el liderazgo de ellos. Esperamos que tengamos una decisión positiva en este caso y vamos a seguir luchando porque se puede.
¡Sí se puede!
¡Se puede! Gracias.
As you can see, Maria Elena just spoke the truth and she just dropped the mic. So now I want to introduce a friend and also a co-worker at Make the Road New York. She also has been in the fight over the last 2 weeks, and even though we have been saying we need to take care of ourselves, she has been going on interviews and interviews, so I want to thank you for that, Eliana. But also, she's here to share her story and why she's also joining the lawsuit and why she's committed to continue fighting for immigrant rights. So let's give it all for Eliana Fernandez.
¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Se puede!
Good afternoon. My name is Eliana Fernandez. I proudly work for Make the Road New York as an immigration case manager. The reason why I'm here today is to be part of the lawsuit and join forces with Martin and be loud and clear when we say no to this administration of hate and division. The reason why I'm joining this lawsuit is very personal. I am a DACA recipient. I've been in this country for almost 15 years. Thanks to DACA, I have been able to accomplish many of my American dreams. DACA to me is an identity that I use to come out of the shadows. It has given me not only emotional stability, but also financial stability. While with DACA, I was able to graduate from college. I'm currently attending grad school. I am a proud homeowner, and I'm also a mom. I have 2 children that were born here in the United States. I won't be separated from my children as I was from my parents when they were pursuing the American dream. I want to be the voice for those dreamers that are not be able to join forces with us here today. I want to be loud and clear when we tell President Trump, we are here to stay. I refuse to go back to the shadows. This is my home and I'm here to stay. I want to do this fight for my family, for my parents, but most importantly for my children. I will do whatever it takes to stay here in this country that I call my home. Thank you. Perdón. Buenas tardes con todos. Mi nombre es Eliana Fernández. Con mucho orgullo trabajo para Make the Road New York. Soy la encargada de los casos de inmigración. La razón por la cual estoy hoy aquí es para unir fuerzas con Martín, ser parte de esta demanda que fue impuesta el año pasado. Para mí DACA es algo muy importante, es algo personal, es una plataforma que yo he podido utilizar para salir de las sombras, para ser parte de la comunidad, para luchar por los millones de personas que todavía no han logrado salir de las sombras. De la misma forma con DACA he podido graduarme de la universidad. Actualmente estoy atendiendo a grad school. Gracias a DACA yo pude hacer el sueño de mi familia realidad, que es convertirme en dueña de casa. DACA ha sido una plataforma que no solamente me ha dado estabilidad financiera, sino emocional, al saber que no seré separada de mis hijos que nacieron aquí en los Estados Unidos. Y sobre todo, queremos ser claros en el mensaje para la administración de Trump y decirle que nosotros no vamos a regresarnos, estamos aquí para quedarnos y lucharemos hasta el fin por nuestras familias. Gracias.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
Thank you, Eliana. So last but not least, I want to also give a shout out to the people from Yale Law School who were kind of like the first people who believed in us and to put this lawsuit together last year as well. Have been entirely working for this lawsuit. I know it's a lot. It takes a lot of work. So I want to give a shout out. And now I want to introduce Emily Villano, student in the Worker and Immigrant Rights Advocacy Clinic at Yale Law School. See, I did it.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is extraordinarily inspiring to be here today with Martine and Make the Road, and to see all of the young, undocumented Americans who have mobilized in support of DACA. It goes to show the importance of this program. DACA has been nothing short of life-changing for hundreds of thousands of recipients, their families, and their communities. Because of DACA, young, undocumented Americans have been empowered to work, attend school, and live without fear of deportation. I want to spend a moment talking about the reasons Martine and Make the Road are going back to court today. Donald Trump's decision to terminate DACA is not just cruel and unfair, it is also unlawful. In this country, governmental agencies cannot make arbitrary decisions, and they must give adequate reasons for what they do. The reasons an agency gives for its policies must be based on facts, not falsehoods, on reasons, not racism. And when an agency makes a decision that is so significant, like the termination of DACA, it must follow regular procedures. The Trump administration, in announcing it will terminate DACA, rested on false statements and pretextual reasons in violation of its obligations under federal law. It abruptly changed the rules and upended the lives of almost 1 million individuals. This is unlawful. Even worse, Donald Trump has revealed that he does not care for the fundamental principles of our Constitution. For months, and even before he was elected, he has been calling Latinos criminals and animals. He likened Mexicans to rapists. He has made clear his motivations for terminating DACA, but our Constitution forbids discrimination on the basis of race and national origin. Our Constitution also requires that the Trump administration follow a fair process before jeopardizing the lives of so many young, hardworking people. Imposing an October 5th deadline for renewal of DACA, however, is far from fair. Thousands across the country will have trouble retaining their status because of devastating natural disasters that have ravaged our country, not to mention conflicting information about deadlines, high costs of applications, and overwhelmed legal aid services. Because the actions of the Trump administration violate the core principles that bind our society together, Martine and Make the Road New York are going back to court. They are asking the court, on behalf of all DACA recipients across the country, to halt the determination of DACA and demand that the government follow the Constitution and federal law. Thank you.
Now, Deputy Borough President Diana Reyna.
Thank you, Borough President Adams. I just wanted to take a moment to just thank the organized effort and courage of all the plaintiffs, especially Eliana, Martin, and Antonio. Eliana's words really touched a chord in all of us as we silently forgot she didn't speak Spanish. We have seen the Eliana case over and over again, protecting her family. She is not interested in separating herself from her children. She does not want to repeat history from what was her previous situation. So many families fighting for reunification in this country. We have to protect the interest of those core principles that this particular document, this living, breathing document called our Constitution, these lawyers behind us surround these individuals protecting their rights in this country, because this country was founded under the principles of the pursuit of happiness and freedom, liberty for all. We must not forget those words. I'd like to thank Make the Road New York, the National Immigration Law Center, the Worker Immigrant Rights Advocacy Clinic at the Yale Law School. It is because of this trifecta that we have been able to stand here firmly as Brooklyn joins in this fight to preserve DACA, the recipients of DACA. It is important to understand, on September 5th, the Department of Homeland Security initiated the orderly phase-out of the program known as DACA. DHS will provide a limited 6-month window during which it will consider certain requests for DACA and applications for work authorization under specific parameters. Just like we are organizing, making sure that as these hurricanes ravage communities, FEMA responds, so must DHS respond. Have compassion, have emotional intelligence enough to understand this is not the time to start imposing unjust rules and limitations. It is important that individuals who have not submitted an application by September 5th for an initial request under DACA may no longer apply. USCIS will reject all applications for initial requests received after September 5th. This is a deadline. DACA participants who are already enrolled in the DACA program should be speaking to Action New York about renewal as soon as possible. We want to make sure that immigrants throughout our city are not preyed upon. Do not trust any business or individual that promises a green card or U.S. citizenship. If you have questions about your individual situation, you should see a trusted immigration attorney. The city provides free, safe immigration legal services through Action New York City. You can make an appointment by calling the Action NYC hotline at 1-800-354-0365. Please make sure you join us in court today as we hear what is the presentation on DACA at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Quiero darles las gracias a la organización Se hace el Camino en Nueva York, el Centro Nacional de Inmigración, el Worker Immigrant Rights Advocacy Clinic y Yale Law School. Los recipientes que son las personas más adecuadas en dar su testimonio y saber lo que ellos están luchando y compartir esa historia. Son ellos los que están sufriendo y por eso estamos nosotros aquí con ellos, defendiendo sus derechos, el derecho de todo inmigrante. Yo soy hija de padres dominicanos que llegaron en este país en los 60s. Por proceso legal, soy yo, primera latina en esta ciudad de Nueva York como vicepresidenta de Brooklyn con el presidente Eric Adams. Son oportunidades que todo inmigrante lucha por llegar. Estamos viendo de que aquí esta latina no es criminal ni es animal. Es una representante del gobierno que siempre va a estar por el lado del pueblo. Gracias y que Dios lo bendiga.
¡DACA! ¡DACA! ¡Todos somos DACA! ¡DACA! ¡DACA! ¡Todos somos DACA!
Awesome, gracias. With that, we conclude the press conference. because of time we had to run into the court right now. So we're gonna be marching over there, but we will have people to talk after the press conference, after the court, sorry. If you want to stick around, we will be able to give you more comments after the court, sorry. Thank you.
Jamás será vencido. United, we never be defeated. Escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Vamos, DACA.
No somos uno.
No